Hey everyone, it's Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru. I am out here at my favorite place, Marsh Creek Lake. It is still quite chilly out. In fact, you can probably see there's actually some ice still on the lake, but they're teasing us with the weather today. It's supposed to be about 55 degrees. So I'm thinking it's not going to be too long before I'm out here paddling away on the lake. Did a lot of writing this weekend on my new book, Sticking Like Glue, which is all about strategies on how to get your customers to stick with you longer so you can get more repeat and referral business and more customers for life. And one of the things that I was writing about this weekend was what I call speed bumps or roadblocks. I actually think that the appropriate name for the chapter, which I will finish, is going to be the Ivory Tower Syndrome. All right, so let me tell you what the Ivory Tower Syndrome is. It is when policies and procedures are created by folks that are in the corporate office way up in the ivory tower, and they think they're doing what's best for the business, but realistically, a lot of these policies and procedures created in the ivory tower are nothing but impediments and roadblocks for the actual frontline people, the people that are taking care of your customers. These are hindrances to them actually doing what they're supposed to do, which is meeting and greeting and surpassing your customers' expectations. Very often, companies with corporate staff and things, they'll see something going on at the store level. It could be maybe there's some theft, or maybe there's somebody that pulled something over on the store, or there was just somebody that did something dishonest. And the folks in the ivory tower will react in a way to create this humongous new policy, a new structure, new way of doing things. And you know what happens? It creates a roadblock for the people that are trying to surpass and meet your customers' expectations, okay? I'll give you a quick example. This actually happened about a month ago, so I just wrote about it in my book. It was, I think it was about a Thursday afternoon. I was getting out, I kind of bundled a bunch of errands together, and I was heading out there to kind of make it happen. And my last errand was pulling through the drive-through window of my bank where I do my personal banking. And after I gave him my check and deposit slip, I was just depositing a check. He came back about 10 minutes later and said they couldn't deposit it. And I'm like, what? It's my check. I'm depositing it to my account. What's the problem? He said, well, the check looks altered, Mr. Palmer. And I said, well, I don't understand. I wrote it myself about half an hour ago. And they said, well, the date. We can't tell if the date is February 12th or February 13th. I said, well, it's the 13th, so what difference could it make? And they said, well, we just have a policy that they don't let us take checks that look altered in any way. I recognize, you know what, here's a guy just doing his job. It's not his job to create the policy. I said, is the manager inside? Because I need to have a chat with her. So he said, yes, she's already approved this. So I pull around, I come in the bank, and there's the manager waiting for me. She knows me by sight, by the way. Hi, Mr. Palmer. And I said, what is the problem? This is my check. And she goes, we just can't take any checks that are that appear to be altered. I said, but it's the 13th. So whether it was the 12th or the 13th, what difference could it make? And she said, I can't do it. And I said, listen, here's the facts as I see them. And I'm trying to be very calm. I said, you know me by sight. I'm not a stranger. You opened up my checking and my savings account 6 months ago. You opened up our line of credit, which enabled us to add on to our house last fall, right? She goes, yeah. I said, you know, I own my own business. This is my company check, written by me, signed by me, depositing into my own personal checking account. She said, I can't do it. And I said, you know what? Who created the policy, and can we get these people on the phone? And she, much to my surprise, she goes, yes, we can. So she got on the phone and called the corporate controller and explained the facts that I just detailed to you. And she said, and this is key, the manager said, so if I was to accept Jim's check and someone down the line thought it looked altered, I'm going to get flagged or I'm going to get penalized, right? And she said, yes. So there was the deal. The manager was fearful for her job. So I can appreciate that, but I got to tell you, I was also steamed because this is a major inconvenience for me. So the bottom line is, don't create policies and procedures in your business. Don't set up things that are for the 2% of the people that are dishonest, and it's actually going to be an impediment to the 98% of people that just want to do business with you, okay? By the way, funny thing is, I drove about 3 miles down the road to another branch of the same bank, went through the drive-through, and they took the check, no problem. But so I guess the best laid plans of mice and men, as they say. So anyway, that's the Ivory Tower Syndrome. Make it easy for your customers to do business with you, and don't create these big policies and procedures which are only going to create problems for 98% of the people that are honest. I don't know if you can hear that, but man, there are tons of ducks and geese flying over. I think they think, spring is coming too. So I'm excited. Can't wait to go kayaking. For now, this is Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru. Take care, everybody.